20-unit condo complex, you cannot put them above Mrs. Jones, who was with you the first 6 months and gave you that little tip after you left her house.
Right.
You know, there's no difference. You got to treat them all the same. At a $300 house wash or $389 or what it may be, they become, I'm gonna worry about commercial where I'm catching $20,000+ when I'm done. And then what happens is you get a disconnect. I've tried calling my guy who did my house 2 years ago. Back then he was with a handheld power washer, and now I see his trucks and he's at a condo, but I'm trying to call him. I need my house done again. That disconnect, I don't care. We get, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands in commercial. But those customers who called me the first 6 months I was in business, there is no way I'm missing their call. There's no way I'm not going to their house. And another thing I would say is there's no way I'm changing their price. That's what they took me as while I was in my training, while I was developing, because I was honest with people, and I would still to this day, none of my customers price. Once they become my customer, whatever year that because we do have increment increases, but not for my current customers. And the biggest thing is the 20-unit condo complex, you cannot put them above Mrs. Jones, who was with you the first 6 months and gave you that little tip after you left her house.
Right.
There's no difference. You got to treat them all the same.
I'm sure there's a lot of business coaches out there who are like pulling their hair out when they hear you don't increase prices. But it kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, like the loss leader thing. Because you don't increase Mrs. Jones's price 5% each year, that might be a loss of money there. But if Mrs. Jones is handing out your name and number to everyone and their dog, Mrs. Jones is one of your best marketing sources. So you can almost treat Mrs. Jones just like that loss leader. And obviously, like I said, this goes back to knowing your numbers inside and out so you can actually do that. If you grew by 300K, referrals was like one of your number one lead sources. I mean, hey, maybe that loss leader, you treat Mrs. Jones as 5% that you didn't charge her as your marketing budget, so to speak.
That's how I map it. I'll tell you, let's take Mrs. Jones. Not only do I now have anybody associated with her family, but also I have not done yard signs in 3 years. And I tell my clients, Mrs. Jones, I'll leave this yard sign if that's okay for you. And in about a week, if you like, you could discard it. But all of a sudden I go to Mr. Jones' house tomorrow, and while I'm there, she'll go to the grass and push my sign in her yard.
Wow.
So, because I now have her family, she put my yard sign in her own lawn. I don't even have yard signs anymore. And then on top of it, it's another Google review. It's another Facebook review. And not only that, Miss Jones also told me, all right, Alex, at the end of this year, we're going to do the gutters and we're going to do the roof. So I can increment little catchbacks on the next upsells, but not that house wash, not whatever she brought me to her home. Whatever that was is what she pays.
I love that.